He even goes to the Cobra Kai dojo, not knowing that these motherfuckers train there, and they find out that he went, and they beat the shit out of him again. What's Daniel to do? Before I talk about one of my all-time favorite movies ever, I just want to put out there, my anxiety is through the roof right now. My anticipation, listen y'all, I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai, the show, and we have yet to even get a trailer. I've been waiting over a year now. What the fuck is y'all doing, man? Can you give me an image? Give me something. The fuck? Now that I got that out the way, y'all, I get to talk about one of my favorite all-time movies. This is easily top 5 for me. I don't know where it would be in my 5, but it is definitely top 5, and that is The Karate Kid. 1984 is The Karate Kid. Not that 2010 Jaden Smith shit, which should have been called The Kung Fu Kid because he learned Kung Fu. Had nothing to do with karate. But y'all, the 1984 classic, directed by John G. Avildsen, who most know from Rocky and Rocky 5, starring Ralph Macchio, the late, great Pat Morita, Martin Kove, William Zabka, and the lovely Elizabeth Shue, y'all. So, my introduction to this film, my father used to go to the video store several times a week. So he would get off of work, go to Five Town Video, that was the name of the video store that he would go to, and he would bring a new movie home like almost every other day. So I always look forward to my father coming home and bringing home a new movie. And he brought the tape home. Now, remember the old school tapes? It was just the cover and the name of the video store and the title of the movie. I'd never seen a picture, a trailer. I knew nothing about it. Saw the title of The Karate Kid, and I said, The Karate Kid, is that like some Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan type shit? You know, where the motherfuckers talking, the words don't sync up with the mouth? And to this day, one of the most pleasant surprises of any movie I've ever seen, because I was expecting Kung Fu type shit. And what I got instead was a beautifully shot, just great story, relatable characters, and just overall just great film. This film was such an experience. I watched this when I was 5 years old. Even as a 5-year-old kid, when I watched it, it was just magical on the screen, y'all. It just, I was so in love with this movie the first time I watched it. And I want to apologize to everybody that I grew up with, because I tortured a lot of people with this movie. My little brother, my cousins, my friends. I've tortured a lot of people with this movie, y'all. The Karate Kid, as most of you know already, is the classic tale of Daniel LaRusso, who was a smart-mouthed, hot-headed kid from from New Jersey, who moves to LA with his moms, well, California with his moms. And when he gets there, he quickly realizes that we're no longer in Jersey. We're here with the beautiful beaches, blonde, beautiful women, and karate gangs who ride bikes. Alright? The Cobra Kai. Shout out to my man Dutch, who should have been in Cobra Kai Season 2. Daniel sees Allie, played by Elizabeth Shue, the lovely Elizabeth Shue. Daniel sees Allie. They both give each other the fuck me eyes. And they're on the beach, and Daniel wants a piece. He wants some of that, and Allie looks like she wants a piece of him too. They gel, they click. We think there's gonna be a budding romance, but here comes her ex-boyfriend, Johnny, played by William Zabka. Johnny comes on the scene, crushes Daniel's plans. Not only does he crush his plans, but he beats the shit out of Daniel on the beach in front of all these kids who he just met. So embarrassing. And for the rest of the movie, for most of the movie, the Cobra Kai, led by Johnny, tortured this poor kid just because he stepped to Allie. Boy, I tell you, that thing between a woman's legs, that's a powerful thing, son. It's a powerful thing. They decided to do landscaping today, on the day that I'm shooting my video for the Karate Kid, but I don't care. I'm gonna still do what I want to do anyway. Fuck y'all. Daniel is going through it. He doesn't know what to do, where to turn. He tries to teach himself karate, but it doesn't work because he's still getting his ass kicked. He even goes to the Cobra Kai dojo, not knowing that these motherfuckers train there, and they find out that he went, and they beat the shit out of him again. What's Daniel to do? He comes across the maintenance man named Mr. Miyagi, played by Pat Morita. Mr. Miyagi takes him under his wing. Well, at first, Mr. Miyagi doesn't want a piece of him. You know, Mr. Miyagi's like, nah, I ain't fucking with this. I just want to, do what I do. But he can't help but help this kid because he's getting his ass kicked like on a daily basis. So Mr. Miyagi decides to teach him karate. And what separates this from most movies with martial arts is that it's not the classical, typical teaching karate, like, you learn different techniques and shit, and what you're learning. But Daniel thinks Mr. Miyagi's gonna teach him karate, and he does, but he just doesn't know it. So Daniel's way of learning karate is through house chores, painting the fence, paint the house, wax on, wax off with the cars, sand the deck. He's doing all these chores, not knowing that he's learning karate. And then when it finally clicks, it's like, holy shit, I know karate now. And Mr. Miyagi's like, see, Daniel-san, I told you, you listen Miyagi, you live long time. I hope that doesn't come across as racist. The title can be a little misleading because it is called The Karate Kid, but the karate in this movie is really mediocre, y'all. So if I can be real with you, the karate in this movie is not really up to par with, say, like a Jackie Chan film, Bruce Lee, or Steven Seagal or Van Damme, you know what I'm saying? It's mediocre karate, but the karate is not really the focal point of this movie. The focal point of this movie is the characters and the relationship between Daniel and Miyagi, and how Daniel balances this new love that he has in his life and trying to deal with these bullies trying to fuck with him. All right, so it's more about that. So you can almost take the karate out of this movie, and this movie will still be special. Now, the karate from the Cobra Kai is more believable. So you got Johnny, Bobby, Tommy, Dutch, and Jimmy. Jimmy was kind of like always in the background. You really don't know about Jimmy until you see Cobra Kai season 2. But yeah, the main Cobra Kais is Johnny, Dutch, and Tommy and Bobby. All right, Tommy, of course, is the crazy one. All right, he's the one that's always talking shit. Get him a body bag, yeah. And Dutch, now Dutch was kind of always in the background too, but Dutch really surfaced at the end of during the tournament when he was talking shit to Daniel, and he did get he got a good lick on Daniel also. Like, he did that kick where he missed him and then he came across and caught him with the front. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Dutch. Dutch, besides Johnny, was my favorite Cobra Kai. But yeah, but Johnny, played by William Zaka, compared to Cobra Kai, see, in Cobra Kai, it really goes more into his character, and it gives his character more layers. Whereas in the Karate Kid, he was more of a one-dimensional type villain, but he played it very well. He was like the perfect villain in this movie, William Zabka. He was. Johnny served his purpose, okay? It gave you a villain to root against, and you wanted to see Daniel kick his ass at the end. Now, as I'm older, I became more Team Cobra Kai, more Team Johnny, so when I watch it now, through my 40-year-old eyes, I'm like, well, Johnny whooped his ass because he did come up on your girl. But see, back then, I was more like Daniel, you know what I'm saying? I was bullied. I went through it with some kid, got my ass kicked, and true story, when I watched the Karate Kid afterwards, when this kid approached me again, I did try the crane kick. I swear, I tried the crane kick, he caught my leg, he flipped me on my back, he won the fight, but he gave me my respect that day. He just gave me respect because I stood up to him, and then from that point on, we was cool. Thanks to the Karate Kid. I love this film. I can't say enough about it. And I did talk about Johnny being the perfect villain, but really you come to find out the real villain is John Kreese, the sensei, played by Martin Kove. Martin Kove doesn't have a really big part in this movie, but when he's there, he's menacing. He's intimidating. He has a presence about him. Okay, you thought Johnny was bad, but when you see his sensei, where he learns this shit from, you're like, holy shit, that's why Johnny's like that, because this motherfucker's so mean. Alright? But, and like I said, the karate in this movie, from the Cobra Kai standpoint, was more believable. But, if you never watched this movie before, and you watch it for the first time, you'll be like, that's not believable. There's no way, spoilers by the way, there's no way that Daniel, fighting the way he does, because Ralph Macchio has a good performance, but his karate in this movie is really suspect. There's no way Dave can go through all these Cobra Kai fighting like that. And even Kreese, you see Kreese looking like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There's no way that this kid is doing this shit, but he does it for the sake of the film. And even though Kreese doesn't do any karate in this movie, you don't see Kreese really get down until 3, which I'm gonna be reviewing as well. I'm gonna review parts 2 and 3. The next Karate Kid doesn't count. 2010 doesn't count. All right, I'm reviewing 2 and 3. That's it. You don't really see Kreese get down physically until the 3rd movie. But in this one, he's so intimidating, he doesn't have to get down. His students represent him, so his students are what, that's what you expect from Kreese. And this just goes to show that Miyagi-Do is more effective than Cobra Kai. Alright, so, damn, as I'm saying, I'm thinking about the show now also, because there's a rival in the show, Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do. But Miyagi-Do is more effective because Daniel goes through everybody pretty easily, and he gets to Johnny, who is the champion, alright, undefeated in 2 years, gets to Johnny, and he's beating Johnny easily on one leg, because remember, Kreese told Bobby to cheat and kick him in the leg. Daniel's beating the shit out of Johnny at the end on one leg, and it takes for Kreese to tell Johnny to cheat, sweep the leg, and that's what Johnny started getting the best of him. But wasn't for that, Daniel would have whooped his ass. Yeah, I know it's far-fetched, but look, for the sake of the film, it makes sense. But it does go to show that you know, the Miyagi-Do is more effective than Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is just more badass. As far as performances go, Pat Morita is definitely the standout. He actually got nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Pat Morita, if you come from that time, most known from Happy Days. He was Arnold from Happy Days. He was of Japanese descent, but he was, he's American. When you see the Karate Kid, you totally buy that he is from Japan and that he is a fucking karate master, alright? He is definitely the standout. Ralph Macchio plays this part perfectly as well, the hot-headed, smart-mouth kid from Jersey. So even though he's kind of Daniel is kind of an asshole in this movie, but he's a likable asshole, and you do feel sorry for him because of the way they do him in this movie. Like, they throw him over a cliff. He gets his ass kicked on a beach. At the scene in the Halloween scene where they was all dressed up as skeletons, they beat the fuck out of Daniel, okay? This kid couldn't catch a break, y'all. So you do feel bad for him. He does have a vulnerability to him that you just feel like, damn, I just want to see him win in the end. And the relationship between him and Elizabeth Shue I really bought because they're two totally opposites. And Mr. Miyagi said this too. He's like, you look good together. Different, but same. So you do buy the relationship between Ali and Daniel, and Elizabeth Shue was just finding a frog here in this movie. I can't forget the scene on the beach when she stands up and she starts walking towards the water and she gets that wedgie out. And being that I said Miyagi-Do is more effective than Cobra Kai, I'm still Team Cobra Kai because it's just so badass. Miyagi is it takes more of a delicate approach. It's patient. It's more about breathing and balance and finding your balance. It's on the floor, all that stuff. If I'm learning karate, trust me, if I'm learning karate, I don't want to sand no goddamn floor. I don't want to sand the deck. I don't want to paint the house or paint the fence. I would have learned how to block, how to kick, how to punch. I want to know how to whip ass, and that's what Cobra Kai does. But Daniel proved that, Miyagi-Do is the more effective form of karate. Which brings me now to Cobra Kai. No. Okay, you know what? This is about the Karate Kid, so we're not going to get into Cobra Kai right now. All I'm going to say about Cobra Kai is it is such a kick-ass show. I beg y'all, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai yet, please go watch it. But still, yeah, as of right now, I'm Team Johnny, I'm Team Cobra Kai. But back then, at 5 years old watching this, I was Team Miyagi-Do, I was Team Daniel. And I can't say enough about the relationship, the dynamic between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. Their relationship, they probably have the best, one of the best on-screen chemistry that I've seen of any duo just about, because even at times when the movie slows down, okay, if anybody would have any gripes with this, is that, the movie does kind of come to a halt a little bit and it really slows down. And there was even a point where the director wanted to cut the scene where Miyagi was drunk and, he gives his backstory. But I'm glad they didn't do that because you get to learn about Miyagi, and then it just really made you feel more for his character and for Daniel's character, and you really want to see them win in the end. So by the time that crane kick comes, you're celebrating, you're happy, you're excited. When I watch this now, no matter how many times I watch The Karate Kid, I still get chills in that final scene with Bill Conti's music, and you see Daniel limping on that one leg, you see him get into that fucking stance, you see Johnny standing there ready to go, and Kreese is in the back talking about, finish him! And that music kicks in, dun, 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 dun. I get chills when I watch that. I imagine for the first time when people watched that in the theater, I bet people was clapping, they was applauding, and it's all about because you cared about the characters. If you can make us care about the characters, even with mediocre karate, when they succeed in the end, the payoff is just, it's great. You know what I'm saying? So wrapping this up, y'all. The Karate Kid, in my book, gets an A fucking plus. I have no problems with this film. This movie has no flaws to me. Even when it slows down, it's a reason for everything. And I bought everything about it. The direction, the writing, the performances, Bill Conti's score, who he also scored Rocky. Come on, y'all. The perfect fucking movie. Alright? Only thing I wanted to see a showdown between Miyagi and Kreese, but we get that in part 2, which I will review soon. Yeah, Kreese and Miyagi have a couple of run-ins, but not in this movie though. But they do have a classic scene together where Miyagi's telling Kreese to leave Daniel alone, and Kreese is like, you know, whatever, man. This is a karate dojo, not a in class. And I love the part where Kreese does agree. Okay, we'll leave him alone, but he better show up at that tournament. And then Miyagi says, one more request, make it fast. Ask leave boy alone to train. You know, pushy little bastard, ain't you? But I like that. I like that. So anyways, y'all, A+ is what I got for the Karate Kid. So y'all, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video. Oi! No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I was trying to do the Cobra Kai and I did Jim Kelly instead. Oh man, pray for me.